So as we dive into the first chapter here in Volume 7, Ino and Choji and Shikamaru really, I think, stepped up to the plate and delivered in this one.
Naruto number 55, No Holds Barred.
Ooh, it's going to hit the fan. Well, hello, my brothers and sisters and prospective chunin of the Nerd Nation. I, as always, am Jim, here to bring you another review on the awesome and adventure-filled, exam-ridden Orochimaru heavy tale of Naruto. Now, our last chapter, of course, saw us with us finishing off Volume 6, and here we'll be diving headfirst into Volume 7. And I have to say that I really like the volume covers, the way that they've been done, the last few of them. Just really nice. Orochimaru in the background, Sasuke and Naruto, both looking very badass there. And just a very, very cool, very nice drawing. Anyway, the last chapter ended, though, and it was really with Sakura had kind of manned up, so to speak, and was trying to take on the Sound Ninjas all by herself. Was actually making some good headway against one of them, and then Ino and her team wound up coming in right at the end, and Ino was like, "You're not gonna show me up, Sakura," and that's how the chapter ended off and the volume. So that's right where we pick up over here, is that Ino goes and jumps in and pretty much just dives in head first, and then her team winds up coming in with her, Choiji and Shikamaru, I believe is the other one. And they're kind of like, dude, we shouldn't be doing this, you know. And actually, the chapter starts out with like it's a one-page little flashback, and it's Sasuke's still unconscious, but like he's in this kind of dream state, and he's dreaming back when his village, obviously, and his clan was destroyed and whatnot and taken over, and it's kind of one of those. It seems like a dream, a dream, or maybe a flashback where he's thinking, you know, man, I wish I could be more powerful. I wish I was stronger to be able to help. So I'm assuming that that's going to tie into something as well. But anyway, so the team winds up going and standing up for, and they're like, listen, they're like, one for all for one. They're going to stand with Ino, even though they're completely outclassed by the Sound Ninjas, or at least they. I don't know if they believe they are or if they aren't, but actually they do. They make a pretty good run at them, which I think is kind of nice. So it starts out, Choji's a little bit of the chubbier one, right? And they go and the Sound Ninjas go and say, oh yeah, you know, hey, fatty or something of that nature. And he's like, I'm not fat, I'm pleasantly plump, you know. So then he goes to come at him. They get in this formation, boar's head something formation, and he's gonna go and he's gonna charge and lead the charge, right? And he winds up using this this jutsu technique where he actually goes and you have to. There's a big explanation for it where you actually have to use like a huge amount of calories and what have you. So obviously for a person who likes to eat or is a little bit chubbier, this could be done. And then they can pretty much like change his size and shape and kind of balloons his body out, right? And then goes and starts barreling towards one of the Sound Ninjas, you know? And they actually tries to go and hit him with this sound dampening thing or whatever, you know, one of those type of weapons, you know, the slice where it slices through the air, that's the sound waves, and it doesn't do shit, you know. And the main thing is that he's spinning so fast that I think it just deflects it off, that there's no way to actually penetrate that with the sound. So they wind up doing a pretty good job, because then it's I believe Shikamaru is the one that goes and actually grabs another one with this shadow jutsu technique that he has, where he actually can grab. Actually takes the shadow and holds onto and is pinning down or pretty much immobilizing one of the other Sound Ninjas. And then Ino, of course, is the one that can go and you know, go into other people's heads, like telepathic, like almost like an astral projection or whatever. But somebody has to watch out for her body, you know. So she goes to do that, and then gets in the head of one of the other ones, Kin, I think it is, and gets in the head of Kin. And is like, you know, give up your scrolls now, or this and that, or, you know, basically like, or we'll threaten to hurt or kill you or whatever. They wind up, the Sound Ninjas are such scum shits, they wind up hitting and hurting their own person because they know that that'll actually harm her inside of that person. And they're like, you idiots, we have no interest whatsoever in scrolls or passing your Chunin exam or these silly type of games. We're here to kill Sasuke. That's it. Sasuke Uchiha. We're here to kill him. That's our orders, you know, is to take him out. And that's all they're concerned with, you know. So anyway, the tides wind up turning pretty quickly as they go and you know, the shadow thing can only be held for a few minutes, and then the grip is, you know, loses the grip on it. It can only hold it for a few minutes and whatnot, Shikamaru. So ultimately it was really just, it was kind of a delaying technique. But I gotta say, I like how this team went and kind of came in there and, you know, head first, man, just barreled right in and manned up. And you know, they knew that that others from their village, regardless of them being rivals in the competition, that they were being, you know, unfairly treated, and they were trying to be harmed, you know, obviously by these you know, the sound ninjas, right? So anyway, so then we go and it's from the other team, from Lee's team, because Lee, remember, is still knocked out. It's was it Neji? Neji? Yeah, Neji or Neji and Tenten. I remember those two. They wind up appearing up on a tree at the end of it, you know, and the sound ninja are like, oh, more vermin, more fodder type of thing, right? And they're like, no, I don't think so, you know. So they go to start talking their shit about, you know, you harmed, because obviously they harmed Lee, and that's part of their cell, that's part of their team. They're gonna go and come and jump in there, right? Anyway, and then they're like, so one of the sound ninjas, you know, whatever, says, I don't know if it was Zaku or whatever, but it winds up saying, oh yeah, you know, the posturing is over. Enough with the, you know, enough with the threats. Let's talk. You know, kind of put your money where your mouth is, and let's see what you got. And I think it's like 10-10 just winds up looking down and is like, yeah, I don't think we're gonna have to. And then all of a sudden you go and you see this great spread. Well, first you see him, and then you wind up seeing Sasuke. Sasuke's going to get up. They point to him, right, and then all of a sudden Sasuke's just like double page spread there, right? Sakura, and this, whatever this is, this curse or this poison or what have you from the Orochimaru bite has obviously taken over, it looks like, his whole left side over here as well, which I thought was worth noting. But anyway, he just wants to know, who was it? Who was it that hurt you, right? You know? And you know, just point him out is what he says. And that's how the chapter winds up ending, you know. Well, you get one of the smirky little smart-ass sound ninjas, you know, it was us. But anyway, it's nice because Sasuke and Naruto have been out now for, I don't know, a half a dozen chapters or something. And even though they've been right there, they've of course been unconscious. They've been not involved, not in the fight. And Sakura, you know, first Lee stood up for her, and then of course now Ino's team, you know, came in to try to help her. She actually fought herself. So a lot has happened in this short period of time, in a span of probably just a few minutes. But you know, whatever, maybe 10-15 minutes. But the main characters, or the characters that up until this point had been, you know, the main front and center characters, Sasuke and Naruto, have been obviously out of commission. And Sasuke, we had no idea what was going to go on with him, because obviously Orochimaru, when he was, you know, fighting with Anko and talking with her, that bite, I guess, you know, he's got like a 90% chance of just dying, not even living, right? So, very cool stuff, though, and I just cannot wait for the next one, because hopefully Sasuke is going to go and unleash some of that power, and I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's going to restrict him, or if it's going to enhance his power, you know, if it's going to cripple him, or if it's going to enhance his power and make it stronger, that bite that Orochimaru put on him, because I don't know what that is. I don't know if it's poison, if it's a curse, what the deal is. So, nonetheless, though, very, very cool chapter, and that's where the chapter leaves off. So, my chapter question for you, though, brothers and sisters, is out of Ino's team over there, you know, which is Ino, Choji, and Shikamaru, which one do you actually like the best? Which one do you like best, and why? You know, is it because of their powers? Is it because of the way they're drawn? Is it because of, you know, how funny they are, the lines they have? But from that team, what is your favorite character? Leave your answer to that question in the comments down below. Feel free to hit the thumbs up, the like button if you should think that I deserve it, and subscribe if you haven't done so already. We will look forward to catching all of you in the next one, Nation.
Remember to follow me on Twitter and Facebook and Instagram and my other channel too.